Let's stay offensive line with you. This is a name that's on both of our lists, so I'll ask it to you first. Troy FAUTANU.
Boom, look at you.
My goal is to not mess his name up.
So Troy FAUTANU from Washington, some people look at him as a guard, some people look at him as a tackle. I think he has that versatility, which extends him and gives him even more value. He is a 30 visit for the Cowboys right there, shows the interest. I don't know if he's there at 24 because I think so many people have him as that hot pepper. I think you look at him and he is that Carolina Reaper. I think he's the one down from the top. He is a tough guy. He just played in the national championship game. His technique is almost flawless. Does he have a little bit of things, footwork and stuff to work on? Yes, but he is going to maul. He is going to brawl. He is going to beat people up on every snap of the ball, and that's what you want. I think the Dallas Cowboys front office look at him as a Carolina Reaper. I think the Cowboys fan base look at him as a Carolina Reaper. He is that top, I am going to burn your mouth, and you're going to love it. To the fan base, to the team, and to that MFer across from him that he's going to beat up. I am going to stick this in your mouth. It is going to burn the hell out of you, but you're going to enjoy it. I would absolutely fall in love with him if he fell somehow to the Cowboys at 24. And I know the Cowboys only have 7 picks in this draft, but if he finds a way to fall to around 20, is this someone that they're willing to try and jump up a few spots to go get?
Totally agree. I think I might steal most of the things that you said and just use it about the Eagles who are at 22. So we might have a little bidding war here with both of us trying to trade up. Howie Roseman, he's either trading up or back. He rarely picks in his position. The last time he did it was with Jalen Reagor. So that didn't work out too well. I agree. Again, I think he's like, what's that?
Do that again. Let's do the Reagor thing again. Pick where you are and pick somebody bad.
I did not prefer that technique, so let's trade up or down. Let's trade up for FAUTANU. I love him just like you. Carolina Reaper, hot on the scale, like over 1,400,000 on the Scoville scale. Hot. Again, the Eagles, like, you ever walk into a store and they're doing like a buy one, get one 50% off, and they have a bunch of flashy signs, and you're like, I have to have this. I have to have this because of the sign. If you flash an offensive lineman that says multi-positional versatility and attach that label to the offensive lineman, the Eagles are the person that stores like, I have to have this. I have to have this. Look at the sign. I have to have this. It says multi-positional offensive lineman. I have to have him. I think they will love the fact that he can play guard and tackle. One, they probably need a guard right now. I don't know how much they believe in Tyler Steen. And two, we just talked about it with Guyton. They're probably going to have to replace Lane Johnson in the next 2 years or so. FAUTANU would be perfect. I go back and watch that game. For some reason, I watched a lot of Washington football this year. They were on at like 3:30 on Fox every week.
They were fun.
They were fun to watch. They played interesting games. So I watched a lot of like Washington offensive line. You go back and watch the game against Utah. Like you mentioned, he mauls people. Like, he's not there to block. He looks like the cocaine bear when he plays. He just goes out and tries to maul and mash people.
And not many people can do that against Utah, too.
That's exactly a team that's like that's their whole identity. Mm-hmm. They got down on the goal line against Utah and blew them up. It was fun to watch. Like, you're not often like watching offensive line play in a college football game. Washington's offensive line, they were blowing them up. He's very fun to watch. Like I said, you talked about it, like maybe footwork needs to be worked on, stuff like that. You can't teach the tenacity in which he plays with. Maybe put him with the best offensive line coach in the league and see what happens. And all of a sudden, you look across that line and you're going Malata, Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, FAUTANU, and Lane Johnson. If you're Saquon Barkley, you might just start crying. You're going to be like in Longest Yard when with Nelly, when everybody else showed up, and you're like, thank God. It's not just me. That's going to be him. He's going to be like, this is amazing. I can't believe the day has come.
I would just hate every second of it if he's in Philadelphia and love every second of it if he's in Dallas. He's that type of player.
I think he's great. I really think he's great. And it's a position Infrastructure. Yep. I'm going to keep saying it on this podcast till they cut my tongue out. The Eagles will draft infrastructure. They care about the line so much. They draft there again and again and again, no matter what. And they have a possible hole at guard. And if that kid's on the board, to fill that hole, there you go. Also, if he gets drafted, here's a lock. I know sports betting's been big lately. Negative 3,500 that him and Jalen Carter get in a fight in training.
Oh,
no
absolutely.
doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Without a doubt. Especially if he's playing guard.
Definitely.